The Unofficial Lord of the Rings Cookbook, Tom Grimm/Terrace Publishing, 2023. Prepared by Tom Grimm, the Unofficial Lord of the Rings Cookbook brings together j.r.r. Tolkien's legendary Middle-earth universe with the art of cooking, bringing the flavors of Middle-earth to your table. Have you ever imagined yourself enjoying a hearty breakfast in the Shire with Frodo before setting out on the journey, or sipping hot soup at the Prancing Pony Inn with Aragorn? Now it's time to turn those dreams into reality. Tom Grimm's The Unofficial Lord of the Rings Cookbook, published with the meticulous care of Terrace Publishing, invites you on a magical journey filled with the most iconic flavors of Middle-earth. This is not just a collection of recipes, but a delicious gateway into Tolkien's unique world. With over 60 recipes, you can recreate the Hobbit's famous 7 meals in your own kitchen. Discover the secret of elven waybread Lembas, take a sweet break with Beorn's legendary honey cakes, or serve Sam's famous rabbit stew from Athalion to your loved ones. Each recipe will carry you from the comfort of the Shire to the elegant forests of the Elves, and even to the grand halls of the Dwarves. Beautifully shot photographs enrich this fantastical atmosphere, turning cooking into a magical experience. Whether you're a devoted Tolkien fan or simply a culinary adventurer looking for fantastical experiences, this book is just for you. With the Unofficial Lord of the Rings Cookbook, you can prepare unforgettable feasts for your loved ones and relive the magic of Middle-earth in every bite. Remember, the greatest adventures often begin with a feast. The aim of the book, the main purpose of the book, is to take readers on a culinary journey from the peaceful hills of the Shire to the shadowy slopes of Mordor. Its structure cleverly references the Hobbit lifestyle portrayed in Tolkien's works. The recipes are divided according to the Hobbit's famous meals: breakfast, second breakfast, elevenses, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner, supper, and finally, drinks. This structure makes the book more than just a recipe collection, drawing readers into the daily rhythm of Middle-earth itself. Connection of the recipes to Tolkien's universe. The recipes in the book are either directly mentioned in Tolkien's texts or inspired by the spirit of the universe. For example, Beorn's honey cakes, Sam's rabbit stew, and elven waybread Lembas are taken straight from the works. Other recipes carry the names of characters or places, such as Bilbo's famous seed cake or Prancing Pony potato soup. These names add narrative depth to each recipe, allowing fans to see the act of cooking as part of a fantastical adventure. Author Tom Grimm emphasizes that food in Tolkien's works represents themes like friendship, hope, and home, showing that the book appeals not only to the stomach, but also to the soul. Strengths of the book. Its greatest strength lies in transforming a beloved fantasy world into a tangible, sensory experience. The idea of tasting the foods enjoyed by favorite characters is highly appealing to fans. The photographs, taken by Tom Grimm and Dimitri Harder, are one of the book's strongest aspects. Presented in a rustic, dim, and fantastical aesthetic, they transport the reader straight into a hobbit hole or an inn of Middle-earth. Recipes are labeled with difficulty levels: easy, medium, hard, and most can be prepared by anyone with basic kitchen skills, broadening its accessibility. Limitations of the book. Since the book is unofficial, the recipes are interpretations of what Tolkien's imagined flavors might be. For example, Mirkwood bat wings are actually chicken wings colored with black food dye. While creative and fun, such playful recipes may not appeal to readers expecting strict fidelity to the lore. Some ingredients may be harder to source for Turkish readers, limiting the practicality of certain recipes, especially in Hobbit-themed recipes. Frequent use of potatoes, meat, and root vegetables may lead to some repetition in the menu. Who is it for? This book is a treasure especially for dedicated fans of The Lord of the Rings. It offers a unique experience for those who love spending time in the kitchen and wish to deepen their bond with a beloved fantasy universe. It's also perfect for collectors of themed cookbooks and fans of fantasy literature. However, for professional chefs or gourmets seeking authentic historical recipes, the book may feel more like a fan experience than a culinary innovation. Middle-earth cuisine and the Unofficial Lord of the Rings Cookbook, the expansion of popular culture products beyond literary or cinematic boundaries into everyday life, is one of the defining features of modern fandom. In this context, unofficial cookbooks have emerged as a fascinating way for fans to form a sensory and interactive bond with the fictional worlds they love. Written by Tom Grimm and translated into Turkish by Eylül Yudum Altay, the Unofficial Lord of the Rings Cookbook, published by Taras Publishing, stands out as a successful example of this genre, showcasing both its potential and its natural limitations. It is less a practical kitchen guide and more a tribute to Tolkien's universe, designed as an experiential work for fans. The book's greatest achievement is capturing the symbolic role of food in Tolkien's texts and making it the structural core of the work. For Tolkien, food is not merely sustenance. It represents home, safety, friendship, and those last peaceful moments before adventure. It is no coincidence that both The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings begin with grand feasts and lavish tables. Grimm's book highlights this theme by organizing itself around the Hobbit meal cycle. This structural choice elevates it beyond a simple list of recipes, offering readers a rhythm and experience true to the spirit of the texts. Recipes such as Lembas, Sam's rabbit stew, and Beorn's honey cakes transform cooking into a ritual, a way of participating in the fictional world. However, the unofficial status of the book brings with it the fine line between originality and interpretation. Recipes are presented as inspired by or derived from Tolkien's works. On one hand, this is an honest approach. On the other, it raises the question of how much of it can be considered authentic Middle-earth cuisine. For example, the recipe for Lembas, a kind of shortbread made with flour, butter, sugar, and cream, is a tasty interpretation of the mysterious elven bread, but ultimately a modern fantasy creation. Some recipes go even further, like orc-style wormy hobbit roast, essentially meat rolls topped with cooked rice to resemble maggots. These are purely thematic and humorous. At this point, the book resembles a visual art object more than a culinary text. The aim shifts from creating authentic flavors to bringing fictional ideas to life. This should not be seen as a weakness, but rather as a sign of the book's true purpose. The Unofficial Lord of the Rings Cookbook is not intended to revolutionize culinary arts. Its real value lies in being a cultural artifact and a fan tool. It allows fans to transform an abstract text into a tangible, edible, and shareable experience. The atmospheric photographs and thematic structure reinforce this immersive quality. Of course, one must also consider practical challenges, such as how well rustic recipes rooted in Anglo-Saxon and Celtic cuisine might appeal to Turkish palates, or the availability of certain ingredients. Conclusion. In its niche, Tom Grimm's book is an extremely successful work. While it may not appeal much to gourmets, it is an invaluable resource for readers devoted to Tolkien's universe. It proves that literature can be not only read, but also lived, tasted, and shared, one of the most delicious testaments to the immersive power of stories.